Hello, how is everyone doing? It is your fallen angel back with another video. Today, we are going over microhelical tubes of force. Before we begin, just feel free to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's start. Due to the cosmic motion of Earth, electrostatic molecular changes become currents, which create magnetic fields within ponderable bodies. The currents and fields in atomic or molecular domains are unified by momentum or magnetic fields. As a body moves through the ether or the omni field with the Earth, there is an etheric wind effect which blows through mass constantly from a regularly changing direction. Since omnitrons are subelectrons, they also resonate. As the electric content forms pathways through the omni within the body, the resonant motions of the molecular currents form magnetic fields, which impact the microhelical rotation of the plane of polarization around irrotational omni cores. These microhelical tubes have pitch, which is determined by the rate of linear movement per second, in conjunction with the diameters of their rotations, or waves, at the near speeds of light. These tiny waves have spherical fronts, which can combine to form larger spherical waves. The microhelical tubes of electromagnetism having pitch function like drills, tending to bore straight paths at constant pitch and linear velocity around rotational vacuous omni cores, consistent with Newton's laws for inertia and momentum. Any change in direction or velocity is met by resistance or inertia. Since all mass is already in motion, it always has momentum. The inertia exhibited by a body at rest relative to Earth is really a product of its momentum. So this inertia is really momentum. Inertia is therefore a resistance of a body to change in a state of momentum. The two words are used in different ways to define relative changes in velocity and/or orientation. Since the omni near the spinning Earth are subjected to the stronger negative charges and the positive mass of the Earth, the omnions are attracted downward, while the omnitrons around them are repelled upward, forming eccentric cloudlets. For a body at rest at sea level, as the omni enters its surface, the effects of the omni of the electrical field of the Earth is altered by the change in dielectric constant, forcing the microhelical tubes in the mass to jump downward to a more concentric rotation, since the density and rigidity of the omni resists such change. Since the electromagnetic tubes are part of the mass, a downward force is created by the downward pressure of the omnitrons, which we call gravity. The effect is similar to a water hose carrying a high-pressure stream of water. The helical force of the water creates a gyroscopic stability and tends to straighten it out into a line with a regular precision. The straightening action is analogical to the so-called gravity force. This is true no matter which direction the solid body is moving through the ether, because of the relative speed of the electromagnetic interaction at virtually the speed of light and the polarity of Earth's electric field. Gravity is the product of a body's reaction to the omni's resistance to a change in its momentum, transferred to a mass due to its difference in dielectric constant, and its constantly changing momentum, orientation, and velocity as it moves through universal etheric space. In addition to the omnimatter, all space is omnidirectional, interpenetrated by ubiquitous zero-point radiation of extremely high frequencies, power, and density. One scientist has attributed so-called black body radiation to the ZPR, or zero-point radiation. Boyer also found that a nonlinear dipole can absorb energy from particular modes of the ZPR spectrum. Another scientist claimed to measure the energy density of a ZPR at 1094 gram per cm3 for individual fluctuations of random ZPR on the scale of the Planck length, or 10 to the negative 33 degrees cm, by means of a standard radiation detector, the frequency response of which was specially altered to extend into the super high frequency spectrum involved. These particular researches of 1962 to 1975 are ex post facto Coming long after Tesla's great discoveries, they merely reconfirmed that in order for such intense super high frequency radiation to pass through space, it would require a space literally packed with an even finer ether, consisting of dense super high frequency ultrafine bundles of positive mass, surrounded by subelectronic negative charges. This combination, like the continuously interlinked tetrahedral silicon dioxide atoms, which make up solid quartz crystals, is capable of reacting to a conducting electromagnetic radiation from the infinitely fine in frequency to coarsest frequencies, simultaneously in all directions, or omnidirectional. This dense matter behaves as a solid to lower frequency radiation between the X-ray spectrum down to the lower infrared, yet behaves as an all-pervading, interpenetrating, and all-wetting perfect fluid in respect to the atomic content of moving solid bodies, the atomic structures of which contain so much that they are mostly space. Electropulsion utilizes externally projected IR to visible frequency radiation of very high voltage to cause the omni to assert its inertia resistance, combined with low frequency intervals waves to create the polarized rotary electromagnetic tubules, which instantaneously synthesize momentum by boring through the ether-filled space to propel a spacecraft through it. So guys, this was a short video explaining microhelical tubes of force. Feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Check us out on Patreon, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature. This has been your fallen angel, and I am out.